Good evening, believers. How are you doing today? This is Love Coach Dasha coming to you today for the Healing Hour Live. Now, if you've never been with me before, you don't know what it is that I do here. I am a love coach specifically for women who are staying after infidelity. You want to stay, you want to heal, you want to reconcile. I am here to teach you how to do that because I did it. I know how to do it. I have been where you have been. I have suffered the same way that you have suffered, and I have come through it to the other side with the same person, with my husband, whom I love very much, and had to have loved a whole bunch to have gone through all this. Okay. So I understand you. I get where you are coming from. I understand that you really love this person. Yes, it's easy for other people to say, just leave. Yeah, of course, it's easy for them. It's terribly easy for them to say that because it's not their life. It's not the person that they thought they were going to be with forever. Okay. So, of course, they can tell you, okay, you need to leave. But if it came down to it, I'm willing to bet you they wouldn't leave either. All right. That's why I started doing this because I kept counseling couples and kept finding that was always buried somewhere in the background. If they were having problems, if they were having any kind of troubles, I knew for sure that if I asked the right questions, I would find out there was some infidelity in the background. Plenty of women stay. Plenty of women stay. Do not be gaslit or guilt tripped into believing that you're just so out of the ordinary. My Facebook group is 6,000 women strong. That is just me going out and talking to people and pulling them on in. Okay. If I did any like actual advertising, I would probably be in hundreds of thousands of women because guess what? People do stay. People stay all the time. Women stay all the time. And guess what else happens? It works out all the time. There are plenty of people who have figured this out. It is not something that is beyond your reach. It is something that you can do. You can be with the same person that you love so much, and you can let go of the pain, forgive them, reconcile with them, be close to them again, trust them again. I am telling you, it can be done. I did it myself. We are 18 years past the last day. Next month, it'll be 18 years. We are that far past it, and it gets better. Okay, it gets better from there. Once you've healed and everything, it gets even better. I want you to get to this part. I want you to understand where I am and shed that shame, leave all that behind you because it's holding you back. All right. Plenty of women will stay, but they are also the same women who will tell you that you're crazy to stay. And then that makes you feel bad because your brain, traumatized as it is constantly saying the exact same thing. All right. It's your fear talking to her fear, even though she might have stayed. So I don't want you to feel like this is out of the ordinary, that you are doing something so crazy. You are not. This happens every day. It is a fact of life. It is one of the major conflicts between people, and people overcome it all the time. Okay? So, how do you do that? How do you do that? I will teach you the things. First of all, if you want to get a freebie from me about these things that I'm going to tell you to do that you can do all by yourself that are going to help you to start to heal from this infidelity, put the practices, okay? But DM me the practices or put it in the comments, the practices. I got you. I'm going to send you a free thing, okay? But the things that I'm going to tell you are things that you can do that are going to start to do something about the fact that you have been traumatized. Okay. Your brain and your body are reacting to this as if it is a life or death situation. And we got to turn that off. We can't keep listening to the alarm sound go off consistently through the day. It's too much, it's exhausting. It's really hard to heal when that is going on. So we've got to start to calm that down, and then we can make better choices towards healing. The path, the healing path. Instead of doing things that hurt, we're going to try and do things that heal. That is as simple as it gets. Controlling the noise in our brains enough to be able to do the healing things. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to teach you about is doing your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? I need you to do that. If you have not been doing your deep breathing, I need you to jump on it. I need you to jump on board with me and just commit to it. Commit to it for a month and see where you get. Shoot, commit to it for a week and see where you get. Because I promise you, it'll be different. And we're going for different, right? Right now, things have been a little stressful. You would like them to be different, correct? This is an easy way for things to be different fast because oxygen is good for us, first and foremost. Second of all, when we are so stressed and we're so tense, what happens is we collect up carbon dioxide in our bodies, in our lungs. We don't fully exhale because we're not relaxing, we're not letting that go. So there's carbon dioxide continuously building up in your lungs when you are anxious like this. That sends a signal to your brain that, hey, there's too much carbon dioxide, we must be in danger. All right, you are constantly feeding back. Your brain tells your body that things are wrong, and your body reacts like things are wrong. And then that tells your brain that things are wrong. We have to stop that at some point. And doing your deep breathing is an excellent way to interrupt that continuous loop. Okay. First thing is doing your deep breathing. We are going to blow out, get that carbon dioxide out of our lungs, release. All right, make the noise of blowing. You need that sound because that's a trigger in your brain that, oh, I'm doing the thing now. I'm calming down. I must not be in any danger now. All right. The more you do this, the more you will prove to your brain that you're not actually in danger, and it'll start to listen to you. All right. So first things first, blow out. Then you're going to inhale through your nose if you can for a count of 4. And then we're going to hold that breath for a count of 7 so our body can actually use some of that oxygen we just breathed in. And then we're going to blow out for a count of 8. Now, blow like you're trying to blow out an entire cake full of birthday candles. Hold and control that breath. Spread it around for a count of 8. Okay. We are going to do it 3 times together, but for the sake of doing it on a regular basis, you need to be doing it 5 times, 5 times a day. Okay. 5 times in a row, and then 5 different periods during the day. Okay. If we can do that, if we can just start that just this week, I am telling you, you're going to feel different. It is going to be different inside your body, and that's what we need. We need it to feel better than it's feeling right now, right? Doesn't it suck right now? Okay, we need to work on feeling a little bit better, breaking out of the cycle that we're in, okay? So we're going to do our deep breathing together. Everybody come and join me. I'm trying to make sure I can see everybody over here. All right, there I am on the Facebook group. And I love Coach Dasha. All right. So we're going to do our deep breathing together. Join me, will you? First things first, we are going to blow out. Empty those lungs. Next thing, inhale for a count of 4. 3, 2, 1. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Again, inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Last time. Inhale, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Blow out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Beautiful. How does it feel? How does it feel when you're doing your deep breathing? There should be a physical change because this trauma you have experienced is a physical thing. Just because it's just a heartbreak, just because you are thinking about it, doesn't mean that it is not affecting your body. So we've got to get back in control of that cycle of our brain feeding into our body feeling and feeding into our brain. We can pay just a little bit more attention to how we're feeling and slow down our breathing. We are teaching our brain that actually we are not in any danger. We don't need the fight or flight response right this second. Thank you very much. Okay. All right. So let me know in the comments if you like doing your deep breathing. Have you been doing your deep breathing? Let me know that. All right. The next thing that I'm going to teach you, the second of the practices, is I need you to be doing your journaling. I'm looking at you. Yes, I am. I know you haven't been doing it, and I need you to jump on that. If you have not been doing your journaling, how are you keeping up with all these thoughts? How are you doing it? You need something to open up and write this stuff down. All right. That is a key thing to getting out of your head, getting the trauma to get out of you and down onto the paper. Okay. We need to be able to have a real physical thing to show our bodies we are letting this go. It's in the special book. It's in the fuzzy dolphin book. Okay. It's in the big beautiful gold gilded journal that we have. Whatever journal you want to use, I don't care as long as you will use it. Okay. If you find something that you feel like is really pretty, something that appeals to you, something that calls to you to write in it, makes you feel inspired to do that, pick that journal up and get it. Okay. It does not matter what it looks like as long as it speaks to you and you'll want to write it. Okay. It will be an important part of your healing process. You'll start carrying it around with you. You'll start feeling like you need it. All right. I know that it doesn't seem like you need it right now. I know it doesn't. But as you start to journal more, as you start to sort through these feelings and you start to find out things about yourself and you start to figure out the patterns of the triggers, you are going to see exactly how valuable it is. It helps you. It helps take this stuff from up here, what they say in Hamilton, to the pencil and connected it to his brain. Put that down on paper. All right. Write like you're running out of time. Okay. Put it down, and your brain will say, oh, she put it in the special book. It's real. That special book goes everywhere, or that special book has a place in the house where we know we come back to it. That's the special book. She's got it. She thought this was important enough to write down in the special book. So then you are teaching your brain that this is the place where we keep all of that. We're not holding all this upstairs in our brain. No, we cannot do that. We need to put it down, because how are we going to think and get through our days if we are constantly thinking about how sad and how hurt and how angry we are? It doesn't work, right? Aren't you going to be more stressed out trying to do your day with all of that inside your head? If you put it down on the paper, you can always come back to it. And when you put that down, if there's a question, tell your brain, hey, look, this is something you can work on. Till the next time we get back to the special book, I want you to be working on this problem, this thought, this issue. I want you to be thinking of better ways to solve it than being miserable and being sad and being angry. Better ways than being petty. All right. Give me some positive healing ways to go about this. And tell your brain, assign your brain a damn task. Make it do something. All right. Our brains, yes, they run on autopilot, but we interact with them and we teach them what we want them to do. Yes, they have autopilot. Yes, they absolutely do. And that is wonderful for a real emergency. For if you've been in a car accident, sure. It's a life or death situation. You need that adrenaline to kick in, but you do not need it in your relationship. You do not need that. That is not helpful. I'm sure you found that out by now. So instead of paying attention to the fear and the pain and the stress all the time, we've got to change our minds about that, bring our minds back around to being less actively traumatized and tripping, and calm ourselves down and get to a place where we can think, where we can open ourselves up and be vulnerable, where we can love and be loved. If you are constantly dealing with the alarm system going off, you're not going to be able to love or be loving, because the alarm system is going off. And that is very distracting, and it will make you feel like you're in danger. And it's very hard to be loving when you feel like you're in danger. Okay? Doing your journaling, you need to do your date, your time, your level of anxiety. You need all three of these pieces to be able to find the patterns. Remember, we're trying to figure stuff out when we're journaling. It's not just pointless. It is to show you where you're still hurt, what you need to work on, what needs to open up, what boundaries need to be made. It's there in your journal as you are experiencing it, and you are spending about 10 minutes in the morning and the evening writing down what is going on within you. You will be able to figure things out. It will be simpler. It will make you feel better. Okay? So I need you to be doing your journaling for that purpose. Your level of anxiety. Your level of anxiety is 0 to 10. 0 is no anxiety whatsoever. Everything is great. All is right with the world. Write that down. Put that in the top right corner of the pages. So every time you flip through the pages, you can see all of the times where you were having a great day. All right. If you were a 0, a 1, a 2, put that up in the top corner so that you understand that you do indeed have good days, because your brain on the trauma will tell you that you have no good days. Okay. Um, 10 is an absolute loss of control. 10 is I want to rip my hair out, tear my clothes off, run screaming down the street naked. Okay. I don't have any more control over myself. I am probably screaming. I am throwing things. I am doing ridiculous stuff like getting out of the car while it's partially moving. I was behind somebody. I swear that happened. I was watching and they were arguing so hard that the car was rocking, and then she like got out of the car. It was still moving. She got out of the car. That's a loss of control. Okay. Doing things that are dangerous to your person, that's a loss of control. All right. You are probably not journaling if you are at a 10. So if you are sitting down and you're like, oh, I was at a 10, I was throwing things and I was screaming and I jumped out of the car while it was still moving, you can write that down later. You can say, I'm down to a 9 now, but I was definitely at a 10 earlier. I was tripping. I was having a very difficult time. You can write that down later. All right. You need to have a fence around these feelings. These feelings are intense, but they're coming from inside the house. Okay. That is what's happening. These are your feelings. These are coming from inside you. They're being sparked by your brilliant, beautiful body, and it is doing exactly what it is designed to do. Okay, we got to at least appreciate it. We got to appreciate the art of it. But we don't want to live like that forever. We don't want to stay in this heightened, elevated, agitated state all the time. So we have to do things to calm it down. And we've got to understand exactly how big these feelings can get. Do your journaling in the morning and then the evening before you go to bed. If there are other times during the day where you're like, I need to write this down, write it down. But don't write more than like 5 minutes at a time. The things that are top of mind, the things that are bubbling over, the things that you can't even contain right now, put that down in the journal, because those things are going to give you the biggest clues the fastest. And you won't be like mad that you have to write because you've been writing for 18 hours about your feelings and your hand is about to fall off. Okay. So keep it short, because that will show you what was most important to you in the moment. And then that is a clue about what you need to do next. Okay. All right. Next thing that I'm always going to tell you when we get together, the third of the practices, I need you to practice gratitude. I need you to get an attitude of gratitude going. I want you to be constantly, incessantly looking for things to be grateful for. Okay? Like obsessed with it. As much as you're obsessed with talking about what he did, all right? Be just as obsessed as finding wonderful things in your life, things that you're grateful for in the moment. What we're doing there is we're resetting our brain. Our brain, when we have been traumatized, there's an adrenaline spurt into our system, and our brains feel like we're in danger all the time and everything is bad. So if you are enticing it to think about things that you know are good objectively, All right. It may be hard for you to say, oh, my relationship it's such a loving relationship, except for the fact that he cheated on me. Okay, I get where that is difficult. But having a roof over your head, you are objectively grateful for that. You are objectively grateful that that is the thing that you have in your life. Your brain cannot argue with that. Your brain can't argue that you're happy that Wi-Fi is a thing. Your brain can't argue that you're happy that you have a car to drive. Your brain can't argue with those things. So you find the things that you have in your life and you express your gratitude for them. Write them down in your journal. Take a couple of pages in the back and start writing 5 things every morning that you're grateful for when you first wake up. It's reprogramming your brain away from the negative and back towards the positive so that you can stop feeling afraid and angry all the time. Okay. For Thirsty Thursday, I always put up in the group, show me if you have anything that you are grateful for this week. Put it in the comments. Let me know. If you're here with me now, put it in the comments. Let me know the things that you are grateful for, because when you do that, you are reprogramming your brain and you're sharing good things with other people, because I'm going to share it. I'm going to tell other people that you said it. All right. And you're sharing it with other women who need to hear it right now, who need to recognize the things that they're grateful for right now. So put it in the comments if you got things that you are grateful for. I am grateful for this color. I like colors. I am very grateful that I have sight and that I can see color. Color makes me very happy, cheers me up. All right. I am grateful for eyesight and I'm grateful for rich colors. I am grateful for music. I am grateful for Pandora playing all of my songs. Like I love the fact that I can just go ahead and program in a station and then it gives me music like that. It's great. I think that's wonderful. I am grateful for my honey. I am grateful that he overcame addiction and mental illness and all sorts of things to be a better husband for me. I am grateful for that. I think that was 5. Was that 5? I'm grateful for crystals. I like crystals. I'm grateful for crystals. If that was 5 or 6, it doesn't matter. It brings you into a state where you are thinking about things in a much calmer and happier way. You start thinking about those things that you really appreciate in your life. You're like, I really do have good things in my life. I do. And it makes you happier in the moment. And then, okay, I understand it's hard because you get yanked back into feeling bad again. Your body is like, but no, it's awful. Okay, you can do that all over again. You can go back to the gratitude, find 5 more things, or dwell in the gratitude from the first 5 things. Remind yourself, think about how you feel about it, and then you'll be chasing away those more anxious, negative feelings. The fourth of the practices that I'm always going to tell you when we get together, I need you to stop asking all of those questions. I am telling you something that I understand nobody else is saying. I understand fully that everything in you rises up when I say don't ask him questions, doesn't it? Everything in you is screaming, well, why should I stop asking him questions? He should be glad to answer every question I've got. I feel you. Okay. I asked all the questions. I'm only telling you from experience. I'm only telling you from the experience of I asked all the questions and none of them gave me the peace that I was seeking. None of the answers helped me feel any better. Not a one. I didn't really believe most of them anyway. So, like, if you are already in this stressed out, anxious position, you're not going to trust the answers either. Why would you? You are in fight or flight. You're gonna sit down and believe every word that comes out of his mouth right now, and you know he will lie? No. You gotta heal a little bit first. You can ask the questions, okay? You can't ask them right now. If you've been asking them for a long period of time, you need to stop. If you were at the very beginning of this, you're only a few days in, you need to stop. Okay. Either way, whenever it is, because the sooner you stop, the easier it's going to be. When you are asking these questions, it is a trauma response. So every time your brain is like adrenaline and I'm so anxious, and then it comes out with the questions, it is saying, I believe this person is a threat and I want to know everything I can about the threat. Let me ask some questions about it. And then every time you do that, you are calculating and figuring out if what he's saying is the truth, sitting there doubting him. And then that feeds more into the fear and the pain and the insecurity and the anger. And then you have more questions because obviously he's the perpetrator. Obviously, he's not answering the questions right. It is a thick cycle. It does not stop until you stop it. Every woman that has stopped asking questions, it has been because she has chosen to stop. If you don't choose to stop, you won't. It is an automatic thing that happens in your brain. You won't stop unless you choose to stop. So you could think that, okay, there will be a point where I'll stop asking questions anyway because I just won't have any more questions. Your brain will ask the same questions. Okay, I know you have done it, haven't you? Haven't you asked the same exact question you asked before? Haven't you sat there and compared the answers and then asked it a third time to see if which one of those answers was the correct one? Haven't you done that? All right, I did it. I coach women every day who have done it, so I'm pretty sure you've done it. All right. If that is the case, you are driving yourself nuts. You are constantly feeding into a trauma response and then expecting to feel better on the other side of it. And that doesn't work. And then you do it again. I swear it doesn't work. I swear, just believe me. Try it this week. Try everything I'm saying for about a week and see doesn't it change. But this week, stop asking all questions. Don't ask any, as a matter of fact, because it's such an ingrained trauma response. If you ask any question, it will lead into talking to him about how you don't trust him and how he cheated. Okay, it is almost guaranteed. So no questions at all. Make what you're going to say to him into a statement and see if that statement is a good statement or a bad statement. You might change it into a statement and you'll hear it. Okay, you'll hear it and you'll be like, oh yeah, that was a trap. That was what that was. You will understand it if you make it into a statement. Try that this week. Do not ask any of the questions. You will see that your brain rebels against it for a little while. It'll start screaming about it. But then after a little bit, after a couple of days, it will get used to the idea, okay, we're not going to do that. And it'll start to calm down. Okay? Now, all of that being said, right? All of that being said, I still do understand that this is a trauma response and it's like your brain is itching when you want to ask a question. I get it. I understand that. So, in order to fix that, this is what we got for you. The and, THEAND, the and from the good people at the Skin Deep. You can find this on Amazon. I think it's about $30. Get these questions, okay? This is the Healing Edition deck. This is better questions than the questions that you want to ask. These are more healthy, connecting questions, purposely trying to get you connected instead of trying to get them in trouble, okay? So I give you a few of these. You only need 2 to 3 of these for an entire conversation. Do not go hog wild. If you got 3 questions and he got 3 questions, that's an hour-long conversation, easy, okay? All right, do not go hog wild and try and deal out 17 cards so you can get as much information as you can. That's the trauma response, not real, true desire for connection, okay? All right, the first question that we're going to ask is, what about our connection do you rarely admit to yourself? Ooh, don't you want to know what that is? What about our connection do you rarely admit to yourself? And let me ask you that. What about your connection to him do you rarely admit to yourself? I bet you I know what one of them is. It's hard for you to admit to yourself that this is somebody that you would forgive. It makes you mad, doesn't it? It makes you angry to admit it, that this is somebody that you still love enough to actually forgive, this actually wasn't a deal breaker, that's some hard shit to admit. Okay, it is. I understand that. Especially with all the stigma about staying and working it out, makes you feel like a complete fool. But admit it to yourself. All right. And when I admitted it to myself, when I just said, okay, this is my fairy tale, he is my Prince Charming, okay, we got cursed. All right, sure. But that doesn't change who he is. That doesn't change who I am. I am definitely his queen. He is definitely my king. That is what is happening. And I made sure to like really admit that to myself. That was my rock. That was my anchor as I was moving forward after the infidelity. All right. Now make up your mind that this is really your story. I know that your body and your brain will want to bury it, but admit it to yourself. Okay. Second thing, how do you heal? Wouldn't that be a great question to ask? Don't you need to know that about him? Doesn't he need to know that about you? We need to know that about each other. If you don't know that about yourself, we need to figure that out. How do you heal? All right. I got ways to heal. If you're interested in healing, you need to holler at me. Okay. All right. And the third one is, what do you think has the greatest influence on our relationship? He might not even say the cheating. He might say something completely different. Hell, you might say something completely different if you think about it. What do you think has the greatest influence on our relationship? Oh, we got deep, didn't we? Deep questions. Better than the questions that you want to ask, I promise you. All right. Much more likely to have you connect and actually talk and have a good conversation versus a screaming match, right? All right. I want you to use those responsibly. Okay. Go ahead and try it out with your honey and see if maybe you can get on better ground together. Okay. All right. Okay. Can see everything over here. That was the practices. Put the practices in the comments or DM me the practices, and I will send you the link to get the practices. Okay. All righty. Now, I don't see any other questions, comments, thoughts, complaints. However, if you have them, feel free to put them in the comments. All right. Let me know what you want to talk about. But I always have something good to talk about when I come to see you. I don't depend on your questions. I want to tell you as much information about this as I possibly can in the time that we have. All right. So, today we're going to talk a little bit about navigating the healing without erasing the pain. All right. Because the pain is a huge part of this, right? The pain is the part that is making this super difficult. The pain is what is causing you to alarm and say, I shouldn't even be in this situation. I should not be with this person. Look how bad they hurt me. Look how bad they fumbled my heart. I shouldn't be here. All right. And that's, I think, the big part about trying to figure out if you're going to stay or leave is the pain keeps blindsiding you and making you feel like, yeah, I would never want to live with this forever. But the thing is, you don't have to live with it forever. There is healing. You can get past it. You just have to know what to do. And I want to be like really honest with you. I cannot make it so that this betrayal never happened. I cannot do that. I do not have the power. If I could wave my magic wand and this never happened to you, I would absolutely do it all day, every day, twice on Sunday. Okay. I would absolutely save you from this if I could, but I can't save you from this happening. This has already happened. This is already the reality that you are in. And I know that that sucks. I know that you feel that that is completely unfair. But I'm here offering to be your guide back to your real reality, out of the pain filled one and back to the one that felt comfortable and happy and loving and trusting. There is a way back to feeling that way, feeling like you can open yourself up to this person, feeling like this is the person that you trust more than anybody. There is a way to get back to that feeling, but we are not traveling backwards, okay? We must go forward. We cannot go back in time and make it so this hasn't happened. So we have to deal with the pain that we're in right this second and then push through it to the other side. So it's going to hurt a little bit more before you get to the other side, but I promise that is where the pain relief lies, is on the other side. If you just push through and get to the other side, you will realize that the pain has lifted. You are in a whole new world. All right. We're not going backwards. There's nothing back there. Okay. Everything that you want is forwards. But the pain that you're experiencing, it's real. It is real and it matters. So many women want me to just validate their pain. They keep saying, well, yes, this is painful. Absolutely. Absolutely, it is painful. I am giving you that validation. If you need that validation right this second, but I don't want you to focus on the pain. I don't want you to get stuck in the pain. So when you work with me, when I am your coach, I am consistently trying to pull you out of the spiral that the pain gives you. I am trying to navigate you onto the healing path so that the pain doesn't define you. It doesn't define your life. It doesn't define your relationship. Right now, if that's all you can feel and that's all you can focus on, that is the definition of you right now, is pain. We've got to get past that. It is an automatic response in our body, in our brain from the trauma. I am here to teach you how to get through that. Okay. And tell me if that resonates with you. Put it in the comments. Yes. Or just acknowledge it in your own mind that yes, it is painful and it is real, but I don't want to get stuck here. I don't want to live like this forever. Put it in the comments. Let me know that you hear me. Okay. I don't want you to continue to live like this. It is unnecessary. You don't have to do it. You can't erase the past, but you can reclaim your present and your future. You can start now, and your future will be better than the now. You can just start right now. And that is all we want to do, is get you started. Get you started down the healing path step by step. That's all you need to do. Take it step by step. Your feelings are completely natural, normal. Your body is doing exactly what it's supposed to do when you have been under attack. It is absolutely doing what it's supposed to do. Do not doubt it. It is not failing you. However, we cannot unpack and live there. We can't live in the hurt, angry, betrayed feelings. But feeling those feelings doesn't mean that you're weak. It means that you are responding appropriately. It means that you are a human being with a functional brain and nervous system. Okay? It is doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And it also means that you care. You care about this person. It would not have hurt you so deep if you didn't care so much. The people who are the closest to us are the people who can hurt us the most because they're so close. Because that blade digs in so deep, because they're right here with us. They're so close in our space. But you have to realize that your heart's still alive and you can allow yourself to feel this and then move through it so that you are not stuck there suffering and reliving the same moments over and over and over again. That's what your brain will do. It will keep on replaying the trauma. It will keep you stuck in that moment. And so now you are living in the past. You are not at all living in the present. And so then that makes sure that you don't have any control over your future. If you are constantly looking behind you, how do you know what's coming? How do you make any plans for the future? You can't. So we've got to recognize that yes, these feelings are completely natural. They are normal. They're exactly what your body is supposed to do, but we cannot stay here. It is not safe for us to stay here. Okay? Plug in my computer. There we go. Let's see, where was I? You got to allow yourself to feel the feelings and not judge the feelings. Like I was saying before, give yourself a break about the fact that you still love this person and you love them enough to forgive them. You love them enough that this is not a deal breaker. You got to come to terms with your own feelings and not judge them. Just accept them for what they are, because that was the huge thing for me. Once I accepted that that is who I really am. I really am this woman who got cheated on but still wants to stay, still wants to work it out. Just accepting that was a huge, huge breakthrough for me. All right. So you got to acknowledge your feelings, feel your feelings, and then don't judge your feelings. Don't give yourself a hard time for the feelings that you have. And honor them for the fact that they are real and they are yours. That's all you have to do. Um, if you want a little bit of a practice, close your eyes and sit with the feelings a minute and figure out one feeling that you're feeling about this betrayal. All right, because it's a lot of them, right? That's what when we are traumatized, it makes a lot of noise, right? All of the feelings are yelling at you, they are constantly crashing into each other inside your brain. Absolutely. But there are feelings that rise to the top, right? There are feelings that you feel more prevalently than the other feelings. What's that feeling? Is it anger? Is it sadness? Is it fear? What are you feeling? And then say the name of the feeling. Say, I am allowed to feel angry. And it's okay. All right. You can feel it. We can feel it all day, but we just can't act on it all the time. All right. We've got to learn that there is a difference between feeling a feeling and acting on a feeling. If we feel angry and then we act angry, okay, now we are responsible for the behavior that we put out into the world. Now, you can't blame anybody else for your behavior. Okay. Yes, they can cause the feelings within you. You can stimulate those feelings from a person, but once you act out, that is your responsibility. We want that for him. The same way his acting out was his responsibility. It's his fault that he did the wrong things with his feelings. So we can feel our feelings. We just got to be careful about acting out with them. So take a moment and try and figure out what the actual feeling is. And then tell yourself that it's okay to feel it. I am allowed to feel sad, and it's okay. All right? Doesn't mean that anything else has to happen. I just feel it right now. And you can write it down in your journal and honor it right now. Say in your journal that that's how you're feeling, and explore that feeling a little bit and figure out what does that feeling have to do with your past? What does that feeling have to do with your future? How can you shed it? How can you avoid causing more damage and destruction in your future if you're feeling the feeling now? Explore that there. Deeply feel these feelings and examine them and turn them over in your head, but just recognize that you can then release them. All of these things, if you are doing these things, if you are naming it, if you are feeling it, if you are feeling it without judging it, then that means that you have control over the feelings, which means you have control over whether you let it go or not. You can choose it. You can choose to say, I am releasing this feeling. And even if it doesn't happen like in that moment, you still make up your mind and you keep telling yourself over and over. Your feelings are not wrong. They're proof that you are a wonderful, beautiful woman on this planet. They're proof of your love. They're proof of your humanity. All right. These feelings are exactly what you're supposed to have. However, I understand that they can feel disruptive and disturbing. We've just got to learn how to overcome them without letting them just bury us. Okay. Um, the trauma also, even along with this pain, even along with the suffering that you are experiencing, it does not erase or diminish your worth or your capacity to love. Okay. Those two things remain intact no matter how much pain you are in. You still are just as worthy as you were before you got hurt this way. And you are just as abundant to love as you were before. You have the capacity for it. You could open yourself up to tons of love and affection if you so chose. All right. The betrayal happened, but it doesn't have to define you. You are whole, even in this pain. You are capable of love, even when you're hurting. You are still capable of love. It is one of the most wonderful things about you. Okay? It is one of the most wonderful and miraculous things about you that you can feel this hurt and still have such a capacity for love. And I know that because you're here with me and you want to forgive him. You want the relationship to go on. You want to heal with him. You want to reconcile this relationship. So I know that that's in you. I know that it's there. Even if you're not feeling it right now, you still have that capacity and you are still acting in accordance with that capacity. You are already saying, I want love and forgiveness and openness and understanding. I want that. I understand that this painful thing has happened to me, but I am not going to give up on those ideals. That is what you're already doing. You've already made the decision. You just got to go ahead and stick with it. It didn't stop you from loving him. It didn't stop you, and it didn't make you any less for this to have happened. As a matter of fact, I say to thee, that this is going to make you sharper, stronger, fiercer than you've ever been before in your life. Learning how to heal from this, learning how much of a badass you actually are, in spite of pain, being able to overcome, get back to love, forgive, open your heart, and have a great relationship, you are going to feel like freaking superwoman. Okay. On the other side of this, I promise you, you're going to be super proud of yourself. And I'm proud of you now. Okay. I am proud of you for doing this because this is a risk. It is. It is absolutely a risk, but all of love is a risk, isn't it? Every person who is out here opening their heart up to somebody else is risking their heart. And you have actually been hurt, and you are still such a believer. That's why I call you believers. Such a believer in love. You still are choosing love. You're choosing forgiveness. You're choosing happiness. Even though you've actually been hurt. You are feeling it. You're still making that choice. I think that is a commendable thing, and I definitely want to help you with it. All right. I believe in you. I know you've been suffering, but I have help for you. Okay. So some small daily practices you can do. Send a kind and caring text to your honey. Send one to yourself. Send yourself a good message. Can we do that? Can we encourage ourselves to not just loving him, loving on you? All right. Do an act of self-care. All right. Something you skip, something you always you're like, I don't really have any time for that. Yeah, do the thing. All right. The thing that you normally skip for yourself, do that thing. It will probably make you feel super good. You're avoiding it because the trauma wants you to feel bad. That's what's happening. That thing that you love to do that is great self care for you, that makes you feel good, you're avoiding it because the trauma says so. We got to stop listening to the trauma. All right. Take those deep breaths. And when you are feeling triggered, recognize that feeling in your body and then recognize that you have the power about what you do with it. You can feel the feelings. When you start doing things, that's when you might be tripping up. So feel it, but don't act. Okay. So comment in the questions, I mean in the comments, or just think to yourself, What's one healing action that I can do today? What's one thing that I can put out into the universe to say, I am ready to heal. I am willing to heal. Lead me down the path. What's one thing you can do today? All right. Reconnection is possible, and you don't have to actually like erase the past. You don't have to get rid of what happened. A lot of women want to go into, oh, this is a new marriage when you're trying to heal and reconcile. No, it's not. This is the exact same marriage. This is the marriage that you promised for better or worse in. This is the worst. Okay. We don't just start over when a worse comes. Okay. It doesn't end and when we start a whole nother marriage and that all it's all good in that one. No, it is the exact same marriage carrying through. You are doing exactly what your vows said in the first place. You're sticking with each other even in the hard time. You can interact with your partner in ways that rebuild your trust even when the pain is still there. You can do the actions of healing without feeling like you're healing. But when you do them and you do them consistently, you will start to feel the healing within you. Those small, consistent actions and emotional regulation, like, breathing, teaches your body that there is safety, that you can create your own safety. That Lord knows we need that as a lesson, don't we? That we can create our own safety. We need that. Do that. Do the actions of healing, of loving, of forgiving, of opening up, and you will convince your body, your nervous system, that you are actually safe. Let's see. What else I got here? Your heart is very tender and it is allowed to be tender even when pain is present. You are allowed to want to be soft and forgiving and loving and loyal. There's nothing wrong with it. There's no reason to believe that those qualities, wanting to express those qualities towards another person, is a bad thing. People will try and make you feel bad about it because they're afraid. Their pain is speaking to your pain, speaking to your fear. But you get to make that choice. You don't have to choose to suffer anymore. You can choose to start down the healing path. Even though I can't erase what happened, I can guide you in reclaiming your power. I can guide you in rebuilding the love that you believed you had step by step. This is the work that is going to transform that pain into a functional, healthy partnership. I know those steps and I want to teach them to you. Okay. So I have still got my text support open. Text support for reconciliation. TXT, not TECH. All right. Text support for reconciliation. What that is 60 days. You get 60 days with me in your pocket. You can text me anytime. You'll get a special number and you'll be able to text me. And if you're in the moment and you're like, I don't know what to say, I will give you things to say, or I will tell you not to say. Okay. I will tell you to shut up sometimes. Now, just understand that's what you're going to be getting. If you get the text support, I am going to tell you sometimes when not to talk. Okay. I will help you understand what is going on. I will explain to you how you are feeling in the moment. I will text with you until you are down off the ledge. I will help you to calm down. This is 60 full days. And then, in addition to that, you get 60 days of affirmations, journal prompts, and encouragement in your inbox from me every day for 60 days, constantly feeding you affirmations that you can say about yourself, about your relationship that are helping you feel better, reminding you to do your deep breathing, reminding you of little exercises that you can do that will help to regulate your nervous system. I got all of that available to you for just $297. Okay. For 60 full days of support with me. And I only have a few spots for this because I'm texting with you and I'm texting with you pretty much all day. So I only have 4 spots open for this. I can only juggle about 4 people at a time texting constantly. But if you're not sure, if you're not totally sure about that, go ahead and click the link. It'll be in the comments for my Enchanted Reconciliation call. If you're not sure if you're ready to spend the money, if you're not sure if I'm the coach for you, this is the call that you need to get on. Get with me on the Enchanted Reconciliation call for 45 minutes. You can tell me all about what's going on in this, probably about 30 minutes. You can tell me all about it, and I will come up with a 3-step plan for you coming up with exactly the things that you are stressing about right this minute. I will come up with a 3-step plan for you, things that you can do right this minute to start to feel better. And you will feel better when you get off this call with me. If you want to go ahead and sign up for tech support after that, I would totally understand, because you're going to feel good after you go ahead and talk to me. All right. And then when you get with tech support, you also get a closing meeting too. So we will talk at the end as well. So you're talking to me on the Enchanted Reconciliation call. Then if you want to fold over into the tech support program, we will work together for 60 days. All right. We'll go getting through at least Thanksgiving together, getting into the holidays, getting into the thick of it. You're going to need a little bit of help, a little bit of guidance, somebody who will talk you down when you need to be talked down, somebody who will hype you up when you need to be hyped up. So consider going ahead and signing up for that. I will put in the comments on the Love Coach Dasha page and on the Love After Cheating page. Hey, Charmaine. Hey, girly. Oh, shoot, I missed all that. Look, I just refreshed this and I did not see that at all. Oh, goodness. Charmaine, you said he won't brush his teeth? Goodness. We've had several conversations about it. It's so bad it lingers in the room when he goes to another room. Oh, he doesn't shower either, but the bad breath I'm really sensitive to. That is severe depression, Charmaine. That is what you're dealing with. And if his breath is that bad, he needs to go to the doctor, because heart disease can be indicated by really bad breath. If it's bad enough that it is hanging in the air, there is something physically wrong with him. There's something wrong. So, hey, I see you. Hey, girl. I'm saying get him to the doctor. Make him go see a general practitioner and tell them, hey, or even better, a dentist. Dentists are training that too. Let them know, hey, look, there's something going on with this. That can be a sign of infection. Like if my husband's breath smells, he's got a sinus infection every damn time. Every time. So there's something physically wrong. If your breath smells bad like that, there's something physically wrong with you. And taking a shower, that's a lot of depression. You say he won't go to the dentist either. Good Lord. He needs to get in to see a doctor. Those are all signs of severe depression. You don't want to get in the shower. You don't want to even take care of yourself. That is severe, severe depression. He needs to get to see a doctor. There's not going to be too much you can do about this until he has actually seen a healthcare professional to figure out what is going on inside of his body, because something is really out of whack. Okay. As a nurse, he needs to go to the doctor. Okay. And especially with that halitosis, that could be heart disease. That could be a sign he's going to have a heart attack. He needs to get seen. He needs to get taken care of. And the fact that he won't take care of himself, he won't do all those things for himself, won't go see the doctor. Yeah, that's severe, severe depression, girl. Oh man, it's so hard with these men, because it's like they don't have the clinical same things that of depression, the symptoms that other people have. Like men, and be like they'll keep going to work and everything, but they'll just be so blah. They don't want to interact at all. They're just sitting on the game all the time. They never interact or anything. There is a lot of signs that they're depressed that we kind of miss because they're not the typical signs of depression because they're still pressing on. They feel like they've got to go ahead and be men and keep working. And so then it's like it's harder to tell that it's really crashing down on them. But obviously it's really crashing down on him. He has a physical in August and doesn't want to go. He had his physical in August, doesn't want to go back with his GP. That's rough. That's rough. I mean, you got to make some kind of movement here because he can't just be sitting around like rotting from the inside. Because if his breath is smelling that bad, there is something like physically wrong. It could be some kind of infection, something going on inside his head. Hey, what does he say when you say his breath smells? Go brush your teeth. He said he's doing it, but he ain't. Wow. That's depression. That is the clinical signs of depression. That is. I can't diagnose, but it sounds like he is super, super depressed and he needs to go see the doctor. Yeah. Okay. All right. Coming up to the end here. Let me know if you got anything else, huh? Let's see. What I say. So we can't erase the past, but we can reclaim the present, change the future, move forward in a better, positive way. Your feelings are not wrong. They're proof that you are alive and human and caring. That's what they do. They show that that's who you really are. Healing doesn't mean that you're going to forget. It really doesn't. People are so anxious about forgetting what he did, and that'll mean that he can do it again. It's not what that is. You are just choosing how you move forward, whether you are going to stay stuck and angry and consistently think about something terrible that happened to you, or if you're going to look forward to the new, better thing. And small acts of love every day rebuild your trust faster than those grand gestures. If you go ahead and do those loving things on a regular basis, you are telling your body that this is somebody you trust and somebody you want to be good to, and it will start thinking of him that way. If you don't do any nice things for him, if you won't be close to him, then your brain is going to say, oh, yeah, he's a threat, so we shouldn't be close. And then it will consistently try and lead you off the path of healing. And your heart is allowed to be tender, even when it's scared. You are not wrong for that. That is the beautiful thing about you, is that you got that tender heart, and you love, and you want to forgive, and you feel compassion. That's a good thing about you. It's not a bad thing. Okay? All right. So, see, busy. Full-time school and work. I get it. I know he's busy. And see, that's what I'm saying, because he can be like, men do that. They can be super depressed, but then pressing through trying to do a whole bunch of stuff. So he's working full-time and full-time going to school. Like he is struggling to keep his head above water right now. That's what's going on with him in this moment. So you got to kind of understand that, kind of give some love and understanding and compassion to that. Tell them, come on, jump in the shower with me. Make them get in the shower with you. All right? Drag them on in there and tell them, okay, I'm going to scrub your back, you scrub mine, and we're going to see if we can work this out. All right? Something. We have got to do something different than we're doing, because he's struggling right now. He really is. He is having a very difficult time, and that's sad. Because if you ever get to that point, if you realize it's been a while since you took a shower, like something is going on with you that you're not recognizing, you need to become aware of it. All right. Let's see. Make sure you go ahead and sign up for my Enchanted Reconciliation call, and then I will give you the link for, I'll put it in the comments too, but I will give you the link for the tech support program. You can talk to me every day for 60 days. Charmaine, tell them that it's good to have me in your pocket for 60 days. Go ahead and let them know. All right. So the last thing that I'm always going to teach you every time we get together, the last of the practices, I need you to start doing your affirmations. Have you been doing your affirmations? I need you to do that. I need you to start that. If you have not been doing it, get on it. Okay. Your affirmations, when your brain has been traumatized, your brain will think the worst things about everything, and that includes you. All of a sudden, you're terrible. All of a sudden, you are just a horrible, horrible person, and you cannot believe that you caused this man to cheat on you. No, we cannot start believing that madness. That is not real. It is your brain on trauma. We got to do something about that. So instead of allowing your brain to say all that negative about you, we're going to insist upon the positive. What you're going to do is look yourself in the eye or look yourself in the camera, whichever one, and repeat the affirmation like you mean it, like you are saying it with authority. You know it to be true. Say it like you're saying it to your best friend and you need her to believe you because she's been feeling so down lately. However, you have to visualize it, say it with that tone, and you will have a recording of yourself saying it very convincingly that you are all these wonderful things that you say you are. So today's affirmation, these come from just a deck. If you want to go ahead and get some affirmations from me, get with me on tech support. You will get them every day. But I digress. Um, you can get these from Amazon, Etsy. You can get affirmation cards from anywhere, but specifically for healing and reconciling after infidelity, go ahead and hit me up. Put affirmation in the comments or in the DMs, affirmation, and I got you a link so that you can get hooked up with affirmations every day. Okay. All right. So today I feel good. Today I know deep down that I look good, feel good, and I am a good person. Don't you need to hear that? Don't you need to hear that? And don't you need to believe that about yourself? Yes, yes, you do. So it is an excellent affirmation to say over and over again. Today I feel good. Today I know deep down that I look good, feel good, and I am a good person. All right? And then don't argue with yourself about it, damn it. Don't argue with yourself about how wonderful you are today. There is no need for that. Okay? All right. I think that's about it. I am going to put the link for uh, the Enchanted Reconciliation call in the comments on YouTube. It's already on Facebook. Throw that in the comments there. Lovely. All right. That is about it. That is about it. Okay, it's everywhere. Go ahead and sign up for a call with me, girl. As Charmaine said, I love the tech support program. I lost count how many times I signed up for it. I think it might have been 3 altogether. But that's how good it is. Because she keeps coming back and we work together for a little bit longer. She gets a little further, figures things out a little bit more every time we talk. So you want to sign up for tech support. You definitely do. But just to start off, go ahead and click the link for my Enchanted Reconciliation call. Get on a call with me. See how good of a coach I am up close and personal. And then you can go ahead and sign up for the tech support from there. Okay? All right. That's about it, y'all. Thank you so much for joining me for the Healing Hour Live. Remember the practices. Do your deep breathing. Do your journaling. Practice gratitude. Stop asking all those questions and say your affirmations. And more than anything, don't do what the fear and the pain tell you to do. The fear and the pain are lying to you. They are trying to keep you on the hurting path. They want to keep you lost in the woods. If you do the exact opposite of what the fear and the pain tell you to do, you will be on the healing path. It will lead you out of the woods every time, 100 out of 100. If you are doing the things that are healing, it will lead you home. Okay? All right, y'all. Thank you so much. I love you, and I'm so, so proud of you. Mwah! I will check you out again next Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Healing Hour Live. I'll see you then, y'all. Bye.